Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
So Tina is a woman who dances with light. And her topic today is improving health and spiritual connection through body, energy, movement. Tina Russell is the co-founder of Best You Can Be and messenger of the Shin Dao, the Way of the Heart. Is well known for her beautiful energy, joyful spirit, and loving heart. Tina is a well-loved teacher and intuitive spiritual healer who has been bringing light into people's lives for more than 2 decades through engaging interactive experiences, workshops, retreats, Nia classes, Gala movement journeys, Shin Dao, Heartway healing sessions. She is a certified sound wellness practitioner and more. As divinely guided transceiver, receiver, transmitter of energy, information, and resources, Tina helps people enhance their health and quality of life. Thank you for joining us today, Tina. Tina, I'll just get you to, if you are able to, there you go, and your video.
Yeah, there we go. There's 2 buttons to click there to come online. We got them now. Thank you for that introduction, Lori. It really is an incredible honor to get to be here at the Third World Parliament of Spirituality. And I had some fun connecting with with the other speakers before we came online live. And there was something that stuck in my head. I'm sorry, Stanishvar, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but he made a comment about how under this COVID circumstance, he started to joke around with the students more. And then he made this comment that, well, I don't know what humor has to do with teaching. And I laughed and said, everything. And it was a good indication of the differences in our cultural backgrounds. There's been a lot of work and a lot of study done in North America to look at how humor lightens up life and how it actually enhances our learning capacity. And we have a phrase here that says, the family that plays together stays together. And it is absolutely brilliant to look at that in the scope of this topic and this track that we're on, spirituality and interfaith, interfaith unity. Because I look at all of humanity as one big family. And like every family, we have some challenges. Some members don't get along. Some family members are super close and well bonded. Others are kind of indifferent to each other. And that kind of describes our world situation and all of our humanity. But I maintain that if we all actually thought of ourselves in that way, humanity is one big family. It doesn't matter what country you were raised in, what color your skin is, what language you speak, what faith you follow. We are all created from a source of energy greater than each of us as individuals. And there are a lot of names for that one source of creation. Call it God, call it Buddha, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Muhammad, call it whatever, one of the many Hindu God names. There is no doubt that there is something greater than us as human beings, and that something greater created all of us. And all of us created from that one source, therefore contain a part of that one source within us. So how can we not consider each other family? We are all created from that same source. And the family that plays together stays together because we bring a sense of lightness. And when we play, we are moving, we're engaging our bodies, we're laughing. And laughter really is the best medicine. Laughter does so much physiologically. We release endorphins, we secrete more digestive enzymes in our stomachs. It's quite amazing what happens when you laugh. The list of benefits is extremely long. And then when we're engaging in some interactive movement together, then we are creating a sense of bonding between us. And we are keeping our internal energy moving, which is really important. So I actually would like to take some time today to share a few simple movement ideas with everyone. And before I do that, I just want to expand on how I believe that we want to honor our differences, certainly, for we all are unique. And though we are created from that one source, we are each a unique expression of that one source. We all operate a little bit differently. We all have different value systems. We think differently, we take different actions. And yet, if our focus remains on what's common about us, what is common about all human beings? We all want to have enough food to keep our bellies full. We want to stay warm on a cold day. We want to be able to cool down on a hot day. We want to feel safe. We want our families to be safe. We want to be loved. We want to love. We want to make a contribution in the world. We are more the same than we are different when we really look at what it takes to be a human being. We all want to walk and talk and express ourselves and be heard. And if we can respect and honor that in one another, then I believe we have an opportunity to create peace in the world. Where there's kindness, there is the potential for peace. And there is kindness when we are willing to see the similarities between us. And yes, acknowledge the differences and respect those differences. And yet remember that every human being you look at is that unique expression of that source of energy that created us all. And no matter what name you give that energy source, if you call it creator, great spirit, doesn't matter what faith or tradition you follow and what name it was given. I prefer to call it SOA, source of all. That takes away all of the different religious differences and faith differences. And it just says it is one source of all creation and all of us that makes us all one. And if we focus on that oneness, we will be more kind to each other. You'll understand that anything you do to hurt another really hurts you. And if we're kind to one another, we're kind to ourselves. And from that kindness, we can have peace in our world. And as much as meditation has played a very important role in my spiritual journey, I resisted it for a very long time. Why do I bring up meditation? Because it's the opposite of movement. Well, at least I thought it was. It was making my body very, very still and trying to quiet my mind and make my mind very still, which is almost impossible for anyone who is predominantly feminine energy, because the feminine energy is all about creativity and movement and flow, and we want to be going, and our brains are going in a million different directions at the same time. So the very concept of stilling and quieting your mind is just crazy making. So I bridged stillness to movement through some simple activities by slowing down the movement and bringing some focus to the present right here, right now. And so eventually I came to the place where I could sit in stillness. And in that stillness, there was the opportunity to connect with that one source, SOA, as I call it, that energy. And I could feel that love energy in my heart when I sat in the silence. But to get to that point, I needed to incorporate movement into my spiritual practice. It started with simple things like coloring. And again, North American psychologists and psychiatrists are turning to coloring as a very, very useful mindfulness tool. If you're going to lay down on the floor with a picture and some crayons, just like a little kid would do, wax crayons, and just put on some music and color, and just color. And don't think about much. You just grab a color and, ooh, sky is normally blue, but I feel like coloring it green today. And you just play. And soon the whole world disappears and your problems disappear. And you can be present in this moment and feel that peace and calm that can bring you to that stillness where you get to know that divine love energy that is within you, that is the source of all. It was a beautiful transition practice. And then I started to introduce more transition practices. Qigong, the term Qigong, Qi in Chinese is life force energy. And Gong means to move that. So Qigong is moving life force energy. Doing Qigong to bring that sense of stillness and quiet so that I could eventually sit silently and hear that inner voice of the source of all that speaks quietly. When we're busy and running and doing a lot of things, it's easy to miss the intuitive guidance that I believe is guiding messages from the source of all that is. And so when we're in that place of quiet, we can hear that voice more clearly. And in introducing some movement can bring us to the place of being able to be quiet. And then when you can think about moving together with your family, add the bonding as well as that sense of connection. So simple things that you can do. I'm going to step back a little bit so that you can see a little bit more of my body. I'll lift myself off of that stool. And simple things like when you breathe, just place your hands right here as if you're holding a chi ball, an energy ball. The Chinese call it the lower dan qian. The East Indians call it the hara. There is this energy place that is below our belly button. If you were to put your thumbs on your belly button and let your fingers connect, your fingertips touch, there's this upside down triangle here. And in the center of that, there is this ball of energy that is sort of your central energy source. So stand with your feet. And I'll invite you to do this right now, even as you're watching. Don't just listen, engage. Become a part of this movement experience. If you take your feet about shoulder width apart and you focus on that energy center here, and you hold that little chi ball, just holding it. Concentrate on the palms of your hands and start to move them in and out just a little bit. Just become sensitive. Do you notice anything? Do you notice heat or coolness in your hands? Do you notice a tingling sensation? Can you feel that energy ball expand and shrink? As you move it a little bit, it might start to feel like saltwater taffy being stretched and squeezed. So playing with that energy ball, I'll invite you to breathe in through your nose and expand your arms as wide as you can. Breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your nose and squeezing those hands together back to that energy ball. And bringing those hands apart, breathing in. You could say, ah. Exhale if you like. That's the body's natural relaxation response to say, ah. Breathe in through the nose. And ah. Breathe in. Ah. Now we're going to take that a step further and we're going to completely release that chi ball. We're going to take it up to the sky. Open your hands and release that energy up to the sky. And now what I'm going to invite you to do is pull that energy back in. Now you're going to breathe in, pull it into the crown, the very top of your head. Don't quite touch, just hold it there at the top of your head. Bring that energy in. And as you exhale, let your hands come together and slide down the front of your body. Breathe in, all the way up. Pull that energy into the top of your head. Breathe out, slide your hands down the front of your body. And this beautiful sweeping emotion, imagine that you're drawing up more of that chi energy from the earth, from all around you, pulling it up, pulling it up. Let it drop into the top of your head, and then let it slide down the front of your body as you exhale with the hands put together, hands pressed, and then open, open, open. Now stay here and just open. Now I'm going to invite you to open your arms even wider, 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 so that you're pinching your shoulder blades back together. And in doing this, we open our chest, which opens our heart. Opening your heart opens you to the potential and possibility of receiving and giving more love. Exhale, bring those hands together into that energy chi ball again. Breathing in. Now squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those shoulder blades. Pull those arms back, open that chest, and exhale, bring it all in. Now I'll invite you to think, as Master Chun Yi Lin says, who is the creator of Spring Forest Qigong. Take a statement in your mind, or you could even say it out loud and say, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I are one. Just breathe that in. Let your hands relax by your side and breathe in that concept. I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. And the universe and I are one. So now what we're going to do is add on to this idea of raising the chi, the energy to the sky, then receiving more chi in through the top of our head, bringing it down, and then we're going to stop at the halfway point. So I'm going to offer you a couple of safe moving tips here. First of all, when you're standing here, keep your knees soft. Allow yourself to sink into the earth a little bit, as if your feet were in soft sand and you're just sinking a little so your knees soften. Again, they're about hip width or shoulder width apart, whatever's a comfortable stance for you. There's no right or wrong here, and that's true in life itself. There really isn't any right or wrong. There is only what feels good. If it doesn't feel good, it's not right. If it feels good in your heart, then it's right. If it doesn't feel good, it's wrong. Feels good, it's right. I'll just take you into that place of letting your feelings be your guide for what's good or not good for you in your body. And living by what's good for you makes you happier, makes you feel more content, makes you feel at more peace with yourself. And when you're at greater peace with yourself, you can ripple greater peace into the world. You're going to notice a common theme for me here. Oneness, kindness, peace, love. All of that leads to joy. And that's ultimately what my personal mission is, to see more people live with more joy in the world. And by focusing on our similarities and keeping the energy moving through our body so that it doesn't get stuck. Because when the energy gets stuck, we get cranky. When the energy gets stuck, we start to develop dis-ease in the body. We have achy joints. We start to develop chronic conditions. The energy in our body needs to continually move. And in this increasingly sedentary life that we're living in this century, where people are spending a lot of time sitting at their computer or sitting in a chair looking at their phone or their tablet or their iPad or whatever it is, we are not moving our bodies as much. So energy can get more stuck. It lands in different places, and that negatively impacts us. Most of our physical ailments stem from energy that's not moving in our bodies. And there are a number of healing modalities. There are so many different types of healing modalities in the world that all have come to this common conclusion, and it's all supported by science, folks. So this is why I'm introducing a bit of movement as a way to actually bring interfaith unity. Because if we're all taking care of our bodies, if we're all taking care of our personal energy, we're going to be in a better space to bring love, peace, kindness, and compassion into the world. So again, back to this exercise of holding that Shi ball. Again, let your focus land on the palms of your hands. And we breathe in, we take that energy up to the sky, we open our arms and release it. We pull energy from the sky to the top of our head, to our crown, hold it there. Exhale as you bring the hands together, slide them down to the front of the body. Now we're into another inhale to open, but this time, as we exhale, we're going to fold our arms so that they're sitting one on top of the other. So my inside of my forearms, the palms of my hands, are facing my arms. See that there? Great. Those knees are soft, sink. Now, as you breathe in, I want you to lean over. Now, before you lean over a little bit, I'd like you to think about your belly button coming in towards your spine and up towards your heart. So it's like a little J stroke. It comes in and comes up. As we're doing that, you're going to engage these muscles here and protect your lower back. So we're here, we breathe in, use that little J stroke, and we lean out over the legs. Oops, I got to step back a little so you can see that. There we go. There. Exhale. No, I've lost track of my breath. I have to do it all together at one time. Inhale. And scoop up the breath. No, exhale. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do this. I can't slow it down apparently and talk about it. Breathe in, release, breathe out, bring energy to the head, down the body. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, close the hands. Breathe in, lean over. Breathe out, release. Breathe in. Pull it up, release, bring it into the top of the head, exhale, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, there it is, breathe in as you stretch, really stretch, 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 touch the sky, touch the earth, breathe out, the hands come back together. Breathe in, take it up. Release the energy, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, put the other arm on top this time. We're going to lean to the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, stretch, stretch, stretch. I push to the sky, push to the earth. Breathe out, bring the hands up. Breathe in to here, to that energy ball here at the hara or the lower dantian. Knees are soft, and just draw that energy into that hara, the lower dantian, that space there. And just hold your hands and feel your belly move as you breathe in. And collapse a little as you breathe out. You could even say, ah. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So that may have seemed like a complicated pattern. You don't need to remember that all and take it away. It's the concepts within it. The idea of opening the arms to open the heart. The idea of lifting energy up and releasing Did you know that this is the body's natural position of celebration? Yes, celebration. Celebration brings joy, and celebration is something I feel we don't do enough of in this day and age. When you think about it, if you watch any sporting event, the runners coming up to the finish line, they break through the tape, and what do? They go, yeah, the hands go up in the air. The baseball player hits that ball, it goes, and he's like, yeah, before he runs off to the bases. This is the body's natural celebration response. So raise your arms in the air. Really, that's all you have to do. But if you do that intentionally, like releasing joyful energy and love into the world, then I assure you that's exactly what you will do. And as an aside, if you're feeling really cold, hold your arms up in the air and just give them a little shake. That'll get some energy moving through your body, and that's going to warm you up in no time at all. And I'm really shaking. You can hear my voice shaking as I do this. So I invite you to do that. Throw your arms up in the air, give them a shake. There you go. Excellent. Relax. So there's, again, the concept, opening the arms to open the heart, raising the energy up, celebrating, moving the arms to get energy moving. Here's another beautiful one that I absolutely love from my Nia practice. Nia is a blend of the energies of 3 dance arts, 3 martial arts, and 3 healing arts. It was developed in the 80s by a couple named Carlos Rosas and Debbie Rosas. And so this is a simple exercise. Anyone can do it anytime to get energy moving through your body. Again, you're standing with your feet a little bit apart, and you can actually partially do this even sitting. So your feet are there, your knees are soft. If you're sitting in your chair, keep your feet uncrossed. Again, your feet are still in alignment with your hips, even as you're sitting. Feel your feet on the floor. And then imagine, if you will, a leaf hanging on a tree, barely hanging on, and along comes a really big wind. Now you're that leaf, and you're just going to vibrate in the wind. You're being shaken by the wind. And even if you're sitting, you can vibrate your arms and your head and neck and your upper torso. And if you add that sound, it's wonderfully relaxing. Simple way to get energy moving through your body. The family that plays together stays together. If, as humanity, we keep ourselves active, we keep the energy moving through our bodies, and we continue to see each other as children of that one source of creation, that hold that source love in our hearts, then we really can make the world a kinder, gentler, more peaceful place. So I want to check in with Lori at this point in time. Originally, I thought I had about a 15-minute time slot, but I know that we've had fewer speakers, so I'm just sort of wanting to check in on where we're at.
Well, I think if you are ready to close up, then we can move into our next speaker and have more wonderful conversation in the panel at the end.
Okay, great. Yeah, so again, just my summary is that if we keep energy moving, it's good for our physical body, it's good for our emotional and mental body, and it's good for our spiritual connection. It keeps us connected. If you look at children, they are so playful, and children are the closest to source, right? Newly born, they have just left that source energy, and they are so playful. So playfulness is just one pathway to a greater spiritual path.